this one. Touch. Yep. That's because he got into the right rear guard. Here comes Van Gisbergen down the inside. He's going to make this one work. Can he control the speed on the exit?
Oh, he's gone! Big high speed! Oh, that's amazing.
Well done. Great save. That was as good as you will ever see.
He's fought the weather.
Keep your head down. Got to make sure you don't make a mistake through this tricky section, last part of this lap.
He's suffered all the knocks that this sport can throw at you, and Lee Holdsworth has pushed him all the way in the final stages of this race.
He's done it.
Shane Van Gisbergen, a moment to remember. He's going to go off.
Well done.
This is the day the wild child arrived in the V8 supercars. Victory for the Giz at home.
New Zealand team, New Zealand driver. How good is that? He got away with it. Wickham will be saying to himself in that car now, I can't make that mistake again. I've got to make sure that I make every apex. I make every brake marker.
Van Gisbergen to be saying, gee, I hope Jamie makes that mistake again.
Oh, exactly.
And I'm going to be there when he does.
And I'm going to help him like that. I'm going to help him make that mistake. He's up the inside. Don't make contact now. Don't make contact.
Down the front straight.
He's got him.
It's a duel for the lead. Whincup versus Van Gisbergen. The Kiwi against the defending series champion. This is an almighty dive into the chicane.
Oh!
And they make contact. Both of them go through and car number one pops out in front. It's not done with yet at turn 4. Van Gisbergen keeps going.
Go for it.
Keeps pushing.
Sweet. Just go to reserve too, please.
They've got nothing left in the tank.
Go to reserve, keep it in front, but go to reserve. Great driving, great driving.
Unbelievable. Just incredible racing. At maximum speed.
I have not seen a better closing stage of a race for a long time. As Van Gisbergen has a little look.
The way he's going, it's Van Gisbergen all or nothing.
Lap, mate, just in case you went short.
This is the last lap. There will be a dive.
This really is an all or nothing approach from the young Kiwi.
And the only thing he can do is give him a serve. He'll bump him here. He'll bump him, run him wide. He can't do it.
Whincup's going to hold on. Whincup has fought off an extraordinary battle, and he takes victory in a race to remember.
What a race.
Great work, boys.
So this is the last lap. Dick Johnson looked stressed. Roger Penske has not blinked. That is Grant McPherson saying, go get him, and he's doing exactly that. What a finish. We've got less than 2.5 kilometres to run on Saturday, part 1 of the Coates Hire. Newcastle 500, McLaughlin's in fuel trouble. Van Gisbergen's going to potentially threaten to snatch this in the dying moments.
1 second in the first sector, he's taken off him.
McLaughlin's in strife here. It's an energised Shane Van Gisbergen is on him. This is going to be a huge battle to the flag. Out of turn 9. That's the battle for the championship right there. The guy that's first is leading. He's about to lose the position. He's got Van Gisbergen up on the outside of him. There's just 2 corners to go. He makes a lunge down the inside. Van Gisbergen's going to grab him. Shane Van Gisbergen's gone to the lead. They're out of fuel for car 17. McLaughlin's going to struggle to the line. Red Bull are going to pull one out of the fire here. 150 points to Shane Van Gisbergen. What an extraordinary finish.
Oh, he got home. I didn't think he was going to get home.
What a drive.
One more lap of Sydney Motorsport Park. Can Van Gisbergen hang on? What a race. Race 18 of the Supercars Championship of 2016 has been an absolute boomer of a race. Van Gisbergen gets the job done.
It was pretty cool. I definitely enjoyed that one.
Our champion-elect is going to win his 8th race of 2016. Shane Van Gisbergen is the winner on the streets of Sydney Olympic Park. Number 1, 2016, the Giz. It's smoke signals at Sydney Olympic Park and nearly a little bit of panel damage to boot. That is a champion's performance this year. Shane Van Gisbergen has got control of this motor race. He's put together a beautiful drive today. Cam Waters in second place. What a performance. Lines it up through Forest Elbow. Remember the start of the weekend? That's where it all went sideways for him with Tim Slade early in the day. But now the last sequence of gear changes. And stop and consider this, Mark. He was the runner-up here in 2016. He missed out by 1/10 of a second. He was the runner-up here last year. He missed out by 7/10 of a second. But more telling was in 2014. He had this thing by the throat and it got away from him. He should have won on that occasion, but he's going to do it today. He makes the run down to the final corner and Shane Van Gisbergen is about to put his foot on the brake for the very last time and line it up to the checkered flag. The 31-year-old Kiwi is the master of Bathurst and Shane Van Gisbergen takes victory at Mount Panorama. Incredible. Incredible. Garth Vander there. Jeremy Moore. Grant McPherson.
You can do plenty of skids after straight gate.
Of Red Bull Holden Racing Team and Triple Eight Racing have just succeeded. And for Holden, in their final year with the brand being retired from Australia, have won Australia's biggest motor race. Fantastic job.
Thank you.
And we're looking at Shane Van Gisbergen, who's marched up nicely. Mark's already detailed the sort of progress that he's made in the race. Look at the dive down the inside into turn one. Beautifully executed.
Takes the shorter line, so there's two different methods there. He ran the inside line because it's effectively less distance. So he's getting closer and closer and closer. Will it be a repeat of the LeBrock move? Yes, it is. In fact, it was easier.
Wow.
I'm surprised you do rear tyres so far into the race because it's going to change the balance of the car a lot. Now, maybe it was feedback.
So see where he drops in. That's Winterbottom. That's Di Pasquale. Courtney. Is it Courtney? Next in the queue?
Yep.
So he's sliding off the end of the back straight. He's vulnerable to Waters. Cam has a look up the inside. This might be an advantage for Whincup. Out they come of the final corner. Next time through, it's going to be 3 laps to go. Waters is down the inside. This is going to be a change for the lead.
And Whincup's got to run on both of them. Pull to the left. So Whincup's got them all. No, he can't get down there. Nice job, Cam Waters.
What a race. Cam Waters goes to the lead, but is it temporary? You've got Whincup up on the outside of Mostert. Here comes Van Gisbergen. He's gone down the inside, and Van Gisbergen's gone to second. That is unbelievable.
They've stopped last. They come in on lap 25. He's got the freshest tyres. They made a bold move because they put 2 tyres on the rear of the car. He moves it to the inside. Cam Waters. Now, can he get around here? This is the one that we need to look at because he's doing the crisscross. He's got it done. He's able to get down the inside. Beautiful manoeuvre. And can he maintain this spot now? The crowd's gone mad in the grandstand.
Unbelievable. They are side by side on the run down to 1. Waters is trying to squeeze. There is nothing between the cars. Cam was sliding on the way in there, and here comes Whincup for a bite of this as well. Look at the grin on their faces standing in the garage. They're watching in both those garages at the moment. They dare not breathe. But Shane Van Gisbergen's got the lead of the motor race with 1 lap remaining at Sandown. He's got a broken left collarbone. They patched him up in surgery. We openly asked the question at the top of the day, could he even drive a car?
He's been on painkillers. He's been working hard with Chris Brady and Dr. Carl Lee, but he has done the most amazing job I've ever seen from Van Gisbergen today.
Unbelievable drive. Shane Van Gisbergen is the winner at Sandown after 36 crazy laps. With a broken left collarbone, maximum points, picking up where he left off at Mount Panorama to make it victory number 43 in his career. And hard to find the words to describe the intensity of that race.
What a crazy story to have pretty much have one arm tied behind your back and come out and win all 3 races.
There's only one person in that whole field that could do that, and that's Shane. The guy is so strong, so mentally strong when he needs to be. He's literally unstoppable.
The inside, and he continues to drive down the inside. He's permitted to do that. Van Gisbergen to the outside. What a great battle.
And that is exactly what he needs to do. But what he's got to do is prop it here too. Prop it, prop it, prop it. Now, has he got enough for a run this time? It's very close.
And he's allowed to chop across the road like that, provided there's no overlap. And again now, we've got great racing on the run into one. It's almost turned into one 10-metre car. They are locked together, nose to tail. What a battle. We've got 2 laps remaining. If Kostecki can hang on to this, it'll be something of a mighty resistance and miracle, because he's under extreme
Race control to
pressure.
all teams. Bad sportsmanship flag to car 99 for blocking.
Bad sportsmanship flag for Kostecki. And now the issue being forced down the inside. It's on. Push and sharpen down the inside. And here comes Davey. Reynolds is going to be a beneficiary. He dives to the inside. And does he get him? He's awkwardly positioned at the moment, but he might crisscross. There's a bit of smoke coming from car number 97 as well.
5 to go here in Chicago. A car length, now 2 in front of the 91 is Haley. He's going to have to be perfect.
Here he comes into turn number 1. Haley, so far so good, slips just a tad off the corner, but oh, here he comes, battle for the lead. Shane Van Gisbergen to the inside and to the lead off turn 2 with less than 5 to go here in Chicago.
But Haley is right there. He's coming back to the inside through turn 3. He's going to retake the lead. The 91 back to the inside into turn 4. The crossover move. He is now clear into the lead. Gisbergen off in turn 5, down the long straightaway.
He's got wide open racetrack to work with and no pressure from behind, because he's going to pull away by 1, maybe 2 car lengths. It's Van Gisbergen with the lead. They're stacked up from second on back as everybody jostles for real estate. Van Gisbergen to the lead here in Chicago.
One more time around this street course in Chicago.
Here they come into turn number 1. Does Justin Haley or Chase Elliott, number 1, have enough fuel in the tank? And do they have enough to get to the back bumper of that 91 car? Here he is, right-hander, turn 2 for the final time.
You see the gap right there, pulling away down the back straightaway cleanly through turn 3. Full throttle into the braking zone, over the hump. A lock up by the 31 back there. Gisbergen through 4, through 5. Smoothly onto the throttle. Good corner exit. Headed back to you.
He will swing wide out of 5. He'll set up and go right to the middle of the racetrack and go driver's right now. Hard braking, downshifting. He's going to drive it in way deep, and he'll pull away from Haley even more. He'll lead turn 6, downhill to Michigan Avenue for the final time this evening in Chicago.
Trackhouse racing drivers have been part of huge and great memories from Chastain and Martinsville to this. It's not over yet, but it's really close.
The 75th anniversary of NASCAR, and it has been 60 years since a driver has won in their series debut. Well, through turn 11, Shane Van Gisbergen has been perfect. He has navigated the streets of Chicago to perfection. The final time, onto the front stretch. He comes to the checkered flag. He's won the very first street race in NASCAR.
Kiwi and IndyCar driver Scott McLaughlin, he said he's one of the smartest race car drivers I've ever had to compete against. And I think he's ready for a little celebration. Let's be honest, Shane. When this deal came together, did you honestly feel like this was possible?
No, of course not, but you always dream of it, and thank you so much to the Trackhouse team and Hans Health, Project 91. Man, what an experience in the crowd out here. Like, this was so cool, and it's what you dream of, so hopefully I can come and do more.
This is going to be a ripper. Bit of wheel spin on exit there for Waters, and here comes Van Gisbergen to muscle it down the inside. They're side by side, and he's done him. He's sliced down the inside. Now they're side by side through the left-hander at 10. How do they resolve this? Is there space given? There's only a couple of thousands touched. They've touched at 11. And Van Gisbergen lifts the throttle and gives him a breather. So that could have ended up in a plane crash at Pukekohe, but they got away with it.
Shane Van Gisbergen, absolute credit to you, sir. You could have caused the biggest shunt we've ever seen at Pukekohe just then. When Cam Waters turned down on him, he had the opportunity to wipe him out, but he gave him a hit, but he pulled out of it. When they bump here, that's okay, but this one right there, that should have been a massive shunt.
Heart rates are up.
They're all standing up. They're all celebrating the performance of this man who's come from 8th on the grid to be battling for the lead. The exchange at the final corner was as wild as you would ever see. The consequences here are severe.
He's a bit weak at the end of the back straight relative to Shane. And he's not totally hitting the apexes, but he's almost sacrificing them now to keep the rolling speed of the car up. Now he's under pressure. He's got Van Gisbergen crawling all over him at the moment, and so Shane goes high. If he can get round the outside, he knows he can displace him at turn 10. He goes for the crisscross out the other side. He looks to try and apply some better traction and drive out there. He's up to the outside of the Mustang at turn 10. Now it's around the other way. Is there courtesy? And Van Gisbergen takes the lead in New Zealand in the final race.
And he immediately blocks. He immediately moves it over to disincentivise Cam Waters. Perfect execution of that pass. Cam Waters had to cover. When he did that, the crisscross worked perfectly for Van Gisbergen. And the superstar Kiwi is leading the final run at Pukekohe.
We're inside 2 laps remaining. Is there anything left in the tank for Cam Waters? Has he got anything in reserve to throw a punch back in the other direction? You can see the sparkle in his eyes. He knows what he's achieved out there. He has fought tooth and nail from position number 8 on the grid, from row number 4. He lines it up at turn 10 for the last time. Sweeps through here. The last metres of supercar racing and of professional motorsport at Pukekohe. Shane Van Gisbergen wins in New Zealand. Farewell, Pukekohe. We have loved the ride.
Well said, Neil. Have a look at the elation, the emotion from Van Gisbergen. And he won't be the only Kiwi with tears in his eyes. It won't just be that team, it's certainly that man there. The king of Pukekohe, Greg Murphy, who's won 9 races at this venue, has tears in his eyes also. The Van Gisbergen family, they'll be doing the same. What an unbelievable result for New Zealand motorsport and for the Van Gisbergen family.
And 3 times the Jason Richards Memorial Trophy winner now.
Yep.
Shane Van Gisbergen. There's your top 3 superstars this afternoon. Van Gisbergen, Waters, Heimgartner, 1.6 seconds in the end. I did not think it would be possible for Van Gisbergen to win that race from 8th on the grid.